What's going on, my brethren? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So, earlier this week, I asked you guys a very simple question. What Pokemon do you guys want to see returning in 9th gen? Now, I must have made it a little too simple because y'all absolutely flooded this one. Thank you. I only put this one out 3 days ago at the time of this recording. 3 days! And there are 80 comments from y'all. That is insane. Hence why the intro stuff is going a little fast today, because I want to get to as many of your guys' comments as I can in this one. Now, one thing I will mention, because I have noticed with this community tab as well as the last one that we did, that people were still commenting even though the video was already out, which leads me to believe that they didn't know that the video was out, and I feel really bad about that. So from now on, I think when I do community tab response videos, I'm gonna pin a comment on the community tab that says video done, which means the video is most likely out by that point. So that way you guys at least know when the community tab response video has actually been released. But anyhow, that pretty much just about does it for the intro. I asked, you guys answered. Let's talk about Pokemon that you guys really want to see make a return in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We're gonna go ahead and start off with Gravity the Ghost, who says, Vivian should come back so that we can all get the patterns they made to return as well. I missed out on collecting them all. Though, given that this region will probably be very close to Kalos, there will probably be a lot of Gen 6 Mons available. If that actually is the case and Kalos is actually very close to this new region, then cool. I think 6th Gen Pokemon do deserve more of a chance. I was just talking about in a recent video how I believe that Skiddo and Go-Goat deserve new regional forms. It's been a while since I've seen them, so I think it's more than time for a comeback. However, I will be honest though, Vivian in particular, I completely forgot existed. Completely, 100%. The only time I remember that Pokemon having any significance to me was when I had trouble with it in the first gym in X and Y. Although that's literally not even a difficulty thing, I just brought in a really bad underleveled team at the time. But yeah, I do remember that specific Pokemon having different patterns on its back and things like that. I thought it was pretty neat. I think it deserves a comeback. Next up, let's talk to Brendan Curry, who says, Gen 8 was the first gen I joined in on as it released, so I'm really attached to Galar's Pokemon, which makes me feel the whole Natdex thing is gonna hurt me this time. The one I hope for most is Toxtricity, my cute edgy gecko boy. With Gen 8 being on the Switch, I doubt they'd put many, if any, Gen 8 Pokemon at all in Scarlet and Violet. At the same time, it seems it'd be most viable for all Gen 8 Mons, but that's me being too hopeful. First off, Toxtricity, absolute fire Pokemon. Loved it all the way through ever since it was revealed and still love it to this day. If there's any Pokemon that deserves a spot from the 8th gen roster, it's definitely Toxtricity. Now, as for the point you made, I feel like they would actually be more likely to add Pokemon from Gen 8 because it's on the Switch. No? Not exactly sure how the copy and paste machine that they're using works between Generation 8 and Pokemon Legends and Scarlet and Violet, but I think it's more than safe to believe that we're probably getting a very fat chunk of Generation 8 Pokemon. I feel like we should start grabbing more from Pokemon that we've seen a lot less recently, but I still do want a lot of Gen 8 Pokemon. Toxtricity included, especially. Next along, we're gonna go ahead and pass it over to Lloyd's Lizards 3, who says, I'm absolutely obsessed with the dragons of Pokemon. Generic, I know. So my main hope is for both the inclusions of most of the old dragons and some new ones. I haven't been let down so far, not even with the dex cut. Trust me pal, I'm right up there with you. Dragon typing, just generally speaking, is one of the coolest typings in the game, ever. There's almost no fighting that. Dragonite is one of my top favorite Pokemon of all time. I'm talking like top 3. I don't know if I've mentioned that to y'all before. I'm sure I have. I'm just putting that out there again because that's how much I love Dragonite. So seeing that random ass Dratini statue in the middle of some random town gives me all the information I need to know that Dragonite is making a strong comeback. So I will most definitely be satisfied. However, I would be very excited if they were to include some of my other favorite dragon types. We got Flygon, we got Salamence, we got Noivern, some really cool Pokemon that have been introduced over the years that I haven't seen in a good minute. And again, I say good minute referring to the last 2 games. So for the most part, much like you, the dex cuts have had little to no impact on me. The only time being Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, when we didn't get most of the new Pokemon for whatever reason, but whatever. I don't even know if I can count that game in my mind anymore just for the sake of sanity. But hey, whatever. Let's just hope we see some dragons. Next up to the stand is the homie Christian Thompson, who says, most of all, my favorite Pokemon, of course, Honchkrow. Yes, he was in the past 2 games, but he hasn't been in a main generational game since Sun and Moon, so I'd love to see him return. But otherwise, Grimmsnarl is one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon that I hope to see return, and the Electros line, assuming its animation isn't god-awful in this game. Over the years, I've come to understand that Honchkrow is actually a sick-ass Pokemon. Design-wise, it's dapper as hell with that little hat it's got going on, absolutely love the swag. And its typing and move pool, absolutely gorgeous. Mwah, love Honchkrow. Would absolutely love to see it in a mainline generational game again. Grimmsnarl took a very long time to grow on me when I first got started with Sword and Shield. I first saw its design and I was like, wow, that Pokemon is absolutely disgusting. Why would they design something like that? At the time though, I didn't realize that this Pokemon's design was based on like fantasy creatures like ogres and trolls and things like that. Over time, I've really come to appreciate its design. But I don't think I truly recognized its true potential until I fought Marnies. I saw that thing Gigantamax and I thought that it was going to destroy me simply based on the fact that it looked like a JoJo character the way it was standing. That thing was ready to rock! For my second or third playthrough, I ended up using one myself and come to realize that thing is awesome. Its typing, unmatched, bro. And don't even get me started on the move pool. This thing is versatile as hell and I love it. Being able to pull from both dark type and fairy type movesets, oh my goodness, this thing was a beast. If there aren't enough new Pokemon in these upcoming games that I really enjoy, there's a good chance that if Grimmsnarl is available in these games, I will most definitely use one or try to use one. And oh, poor Electros, dude. The only thing that keeps me away from this Pokemon is its current design. The transition to 3D practically killed this Pokemon for a lot of people, and I don't blame them, because I am one of those people. Going forward, I will always hope and pray that this Pokemon gets an animation fix or something like that, because otherwise, I ain't going nowhere near it. It's just ugly to look at now. Next along to speak is GottaLoveThePetChat mode, who says, since Scarlet and Violet is in a European setting, I really wish we could see both the Dratini and Dano lines return. Both are quite close to the normal dragon depictions, and especially their final evolution's shiny forms. Okay, so you can call me uncultured, but is that a European thing? Are they super into dragons? What's the deal there? You explain that to me, because I actually don't really know. But like we were saying earlier, Dratini has a statue set up in one of the towns that we can see in the trailer very clearly, so at the very least, we don't have to worry about the Dratini to Dragonite line. They are most likely safe. Dano, or Dino, on the other hand, is completely unconfirmed. However, I would love to see that line come back. I have not seen a Hydreigon in a very long time, and that is an awesome Pokemon. Like, one of the best designed Pokemon in all of 5th Gen, easily. Took a long ass time to get a Hydreigon, but dagnabbit if it wasn't freaking worth it every single time. That is a dope ass Pokemon. Would love to see it make a comeback here. Next along, let's pass it on to Nikki92, who says, Ampharos. It's just my favorite Pokemon, and it could possibly be near a lighthouse or windmills. Pretty bummed the Mareep evolution line wasn't in Sword and Shield or Arceus, so I'm hoping it's gonna be in Gen 9. First off, it never even occurred to me that that evolution line was not available in Sword and Shield. I did not even think about that. However, thinking about it now, it's most likely because we just got introduced to Wooloo in that generation, so they probably didn't think it would be smart to have 2 different sheep Pokemon available in that game, especially because Wooloo's just the normal type. That's a very boring typing in comparison to Mareep, an electric type. So, yeah, the Ampharos line is definitely better, and I would love to see it come back in this generation. I love using Ampharos. Also, side note, its Mega Evolution is one of the most anime things I've seen in Pokemon. Absolutely love it. Next along here is the homie Blossoming Fate with quite the package, who says, Shinx, obviously, but beyond that, Eevee is and always will be a major favorite of mine. Also, Lopunny, Lurantis, Lilligant, Unova and Hisuian, Alolan Ninetales, Ribombee, and Alcremie are major wants for me for playthrough purposes since they're all so freaking cute. For competitive purposes, mostly doubles, I love gimmicks, so seeing Galarian Weezing come back alongside Regigigas and Slacking would be amazing, while screwing around with Shedinja and Shuckle is always fun. Some honorable mentions include Goodra, Zoroark, Altaria, Roserade, Cherim, Stoutland, Audino, Cinccino, Reuniclus, Emolga, Meowstic, Aurorus, Primarina, Wishiwashi, Pyukumuku, and Naganadel. Shinx, that's a must-have. No-brainer. That's God. And he chooses when to be in the game. Game Freak doesn't. He comes to them and says, put me in, and they're like, okay. Eevee, I hope, is in solely because it has a lot of different options to choose from, and I really do hope that we get a new evolution of some kind because it's been a while since we've gotten a new evolution. Haven't seen Lurantis in a while, so I think it's more than fair to have that back. I hope Alolan Ninetales is back solely because they did actually use that in Pokemon Legends, and it's actually very easy to miss getting one, so hopefully they make it easier to get in this one, or maybe we have some new form for Ninetales. I don't know, I'm game for whatever. I've never seen the purpose for Ribombee. And Alcremie is absolutely adorable. I need that little cake thing back. As for your competitive Mons, I would absolutely love to see Galarian Weezing come back. That is an awesome typing Pokemon and very powerful. Regigigas and Slacking would be very nice too. Don't know what the chances are for Regigigas considering we've had him in the last 2 games now. However, Slacking would be nice. We haven't seen him in a minute. Shedinja and Shuckle absolutely deserve a comeback. They're just fun Pokemon to have around. Now for your honorable mentions, I do hope they bring Goodra back. I do love Goodra, even though it was in Pokemon Legends, but I would love to see it back. Zoroark is already confirmed to be back, but it is Hisuian form, so not sure how you feel about that, but Zoroark is here. Altaria, would absolutely love to see it again. Roserade, I have mixed feelings on it. Cherim, I think it's back already. Stoutland, would love to see it. Audino, specifically for experience purposes. Cinccino, mixed feelings. Reuniclus, absolutely, I absolutely love Reuniclus. Emolga, mixed feelings. Meowstic, please do. Aurorus, that's gotta come back, that's a great one. Primarina, yes, absolutely. Wishiwashi, godsend when it's in its school mode thing. Pyukumuku, I do like Pyukumuku's design, but I don't know, I've never actually used one. And then Naganadel, what is that? Okay, one thing, I did all of that in one take because that was a lot of Pokemon to name, so sorry, but I'm leaving any errors in. And second, I had to look up Naganadel. I completely forgot about Poipole. That is an awesome Pokemon. I really do hope they bring that back. Okay, the only one that I skipped was Lopunny, but hopefully they do bring that back. I think that just about does it, right? Okay, cool. Okay, we've got another meaty one from the homie Anubis Goddess who says, alright Soul, easy. Since Spain borders France, we're bound to get some Kalos Pokemon crossing over. I'd love some more Vivillon wing patterns for my collection, and a Scarlet and Violet pattern would be quite fitting. I'd also be down for some regal royal Pokemon returning given the history of the Spanish monarchy and the story of St. George and the Dragon. Dragons are a given. Noivern, Salamence, Duraludon, Garchomp, possible Dunsparce evolution, Hoippum, and the possibility for a new dragon Pokemon to be based on the dragon slain by St. George, or maybe even a windmill dragon based off the story of Don Zoigote? I don't know. Other elegant and regal Pokemon such as Lilligant, Florges, Gardevoir, Gallade, Meowstic, Luxray, Aegislash, Bisharp, Excavalier, Kingdra, Masquerain, and my main Mon Superior check more than enough boxes to stand beside royalty for this new region. So that's what that dragon thing is about. Okay, cool. Now I understand that. Now, Dratini makes a lot of sense. Oh man, wait, will Dragonite get like a new form or something? Because that would be really, really cool. Noivern is absolutely fire, Salamence is absolutely fire, Duraludon I have mixed feelings about, but I would love to see it back again. Garchomp is absolutely fire, Dunsparce absolutely deserves an evolution to be renewed for a new lease on life. I would absolutely love to see any of the royal Pokemon like Lilligant, absolutely, Florges, completely. Gardevoir has been in a lot of games recently, so I have mixed feelings about Gardevoir coming back, and Gallade, but I do enjoy them, so if they do come back, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Meowstic, I was getting ready to say should actually come back because we haven't seen it in a very long time. Luxray's God. Aegislash, absolute mandatory. That would be super fitting for this region. Bisharp is sick. One of the absolute most badass Pokemon from 5th gen. Escavalier I have mixed feelings about, but I do like its design a lot, so I wouldn't mind seeing it here. Kingdra is a sick water dragon type. Would love to see it back. And Masquerain is absolutely awesome. And then finally, Superior, I had to grow on for a little while because I do like Superior as a Pokemon, but as far as the starting Pokemon, it was one of the weaker ones for me for a while, but now I'm not so sure. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for the speed round stuff, so let's pick some smaller ones for a hot second. Next along, we're going to pass it over to Tyreek Parchment, who says, I want to see Pokemon that they haven't done much with, like Absol, Dunsparce, Seviper, and Zangoose, maybe even Noctowl or Ariados. I don't know why it feels like I haven't seen Absol in a long time. We just saw it in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but again, barely count that. We did just talk about Dunsparce, but yeah, I would love to see it get some kind of new evolution or maybe some kind of new form to give it a new lease on life, because otherwise ain't nobody touching that Pokemon with a 10-foot pole. If I'm not mistaken, Seviper is back, right? We just saw it in the trailer. Zangoose, however, we haven't seen in a very long time, and I would love to see that back. Haven't really been able to utilize one ever, but I would like the chance to. I honestly don't really know all that much about Noctowl. I don't know if it's a good Pokemon or not, but I guess I wouldn't mind if it was there. And Ariados? Sick. I mean, personally, if we're talking about spider-related Pokemon, I prefer Galvantula's line, but Ariados is also pretty neat, so I'm down to clown with that as well. Next, we're going to pass that mic over to Tavon Graham, who says, I want the Metagross line back. Metagross line, fun fact, is also in my top 10s. Haven't seen it in a hot ass minute. I would love to see it back in a mainline game. Next, we're passing it over to Awesamazingness, who says, please, 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 can we get all the starters back? They really announced Greninja as the officially voted most popular Pokemon back in 2020 and didn't put it in Gen 8 at all. It'd also be nice to have Camerupt, Ampharos, Leavanny, and other mons that weren't in Sword and Shield or Pokemon Legends. I'll be honest, I don't think it's very likely that we're going to end up getting all of the starters back, just because they almost never give us all of the starters for whatever reason. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see them, it's just been a while since they've given us access to every single starter in the series. Hopefully, at the very least, they do give us some of the starters that we haven't seen in a long time, aka literally anybody other than the first gen starters. I'm also very much down to clown with Greninja. Greninja's an absolutely fire Pokemon, fire design, absolutely goated Pokemon. Deserves to come back, 100%. Other than that, your other three, Camerupt, Ampharos, and Leavanny, absolutely deserve a comeback. It's been too long and they deserve to be here. Next, we're going to pass it along to the homie Emily, who says, I'd like to see a few Pokemon lines come back, such as Clamperl, Carablast, Shelmet, Volcarona, and Sunkern. You mentioned Cacturne should make a return, hopefully, with a variant, and I'd like to match that with Maractus. Give Maractus a new pre-evolution, plus a new regional variant, and make them version exclusive, if that's what Game Freak wants. I feel the same way about Bouffalon since you mentioned Tauros, who would seem to vibe pretty well in this region. Okay, first off, I completely forgot about the concept of version exclusives, so honestly, that was very smart. Those are great matchups. Other than that, though, I would absolutely love to see Clamperl back. Haven't gotten to use much of it, but that would be sick. Carablast is pretty cool. Haven't used it much, but have always wanted to. I may go back and revisit some older games to do so. Down for Shelmet to return, because why not? Volcarona is a sick mon that I completely forgot about until I recently rewatched Pokemon Generations the other day. Didn't even think about Volcarona. Would love to see it in this game. Perfect bug-fire mix. Love that mon. And then Sunkern. I'll be honest, Chief, I don't really have an opinion on Sunkern. If it pops up, dope, but in reality, I don't know if I'm actually going to use it, but, you know, hey, hopefully it pops up. And now for the final one, for the sake of sanity, because there are so many of these, we're going to end things off with Mifa, who says, all of the mons that weren't in Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, so I can finally take them out of Pokemon Prison. I mean Pokemon Home. There's really not much to argue there. If they weren't in Sword and Shield, that means that we haven't seen them in a very long time, because before Sword and Shield, we had Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so we only had first gen mons to rock with, and that already was not a very big bunch in of itself. And if we haven't seen them in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which is pretty much any Pokemon past 4th gen, that means they have been missing in action for a very long time. Honestly, the amount of Pokemon that we haven't received in well over 5 years that have been stuck in Pokemon Home could easily fill up a Pokedex all on their own. So if we end up getting those Pokemon back, I think that would be a really good balance of things. However, considering the fact that we did already get a lot of Pokemon that we got in the Legends, I'm not really sure how this is looking right now, but I guess we'll have to play it by ear. Oh boy, so that just about wraps it up for this video, and I'm going to immediately apologize to everybody that didn't get to make it into this one, because there were a lot of comments this time around. Like, the most I've had to read ever since this channel has gone anywhere. However, on a similar vein, I would like to thank everybody so much for the support this last month. The channel has grown very decently in size, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. You have no idea. You have no idea. Thank you guys so much for the reception and everything like that. Do not worry. You will have your chance to get your responses out there in another video very soon. I want to try and do one of these every week if possible. So don't worry. The doors aren't closed forever. You'll definitely get your chance. Just stick around and I'll make sure that you do. But with that, I am exhausted. Like wiped out right now. So I'm gonna need you to do me a quick favor. There is a mic right behind that poster in your room there. You see it? Yeah, no, it's a huge hole in the wall. Just open it up and just go. Yep, there it is. All right. So you go ahead, you take that mic, and you tell me how you guys feel about specific Pokemon returning to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Do you agree with a lot of the opinions of other people today? Do you have opinions of your own of Pokemon that haven't been talked about in a long time? Do you just want the Pokemon that we've gotten from the previous 2 games? Let us know everything in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always down there with you guys, without a doubt. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle on out of here. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. But with that, I'm outro. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!